The Chronicles of Narnia is a series of fantasy films from Walden Media based on the Chronicles of Narnia, a series of novels written by C.S. Lewis. From the 7 novels, there have been 3 film adaptations so far: The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, Prince Caspian and the Voyage of the Dawn Treader, which have grossed over $1.5 billion worldwide among them. So far, 3 films have been released: The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, Prince Caspian, The Voyage of the Dawn Treader. The series revolves around the adventures of children in the world of Narnia, guided by Aslan, a wise and powerful lion that can speak and is the true king of Narnia. The children heavily featured in the films are the Pevensie siblings, and a prominent antagonist is the White Witch. The first 2 films were directed by Andrew Adamson and the third film was directed by Michael Apted. The third film is the first of the Chronicles to be released in Real D3D. The series is the 25th highest-grossing film series of all time. Development: C.S. Lewis never sold the film rights to the Narnia series during his lifetime, as he was skeptical that any cinematic adaptation could render the more fantastical elements and characters of the story realistically. Only after seeing a demo reel of CGI animals did Douglas Gresham give approval for a film adaptation. Although the plan was originally to produce the films in the same order as the book series' original publication, it was reported that The Magician's Nephew, which recounts the creation of Narnia, would be the 4th feature film in the series, instead of The Silver Chair. It was rumored that The Magician's Nephew was chosen as an attempt to reboot the series, after the release of The Voyage of the Dawn Treader grossed less when compared to the 2 previous films. In March 2011, Walden Media confirmed that they intended The Magician's Nephew to be next in the series, but stressed that it was not yet in development. In October 2011, Douglas Gresham stated that Walden Media's contract with the C.S. Lewis estate had expired, hinting that Walden Media's lapse in renegotiating their contract with the C.S. Lewis estate was due to internal conflicts between both companies about the direction of future films. Although there is currently a moratorium on the film rights, on October 1, 2013, the C.S. Lewis Company announced that The Chronicles of Narnia, The Silver Chair was officially in pre-production. Films: The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe. The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, based on the novel with the same title, is the first official film in the series. Directed by Andrew Adamson, the film was shot mainly in New Zealand, though locations were used in Poland, the Czech Republic and England. The story follows 4 British children who are evacuated during the Blitz to the countryside and find a wardrobe that leads to the fantasy world of Narnia. There, they must ally with the lion Aslan against the forces of the White Witch, who has the world under an eternal winter. The film was released theatrically starting on December 9, 2005. The film grossed over $745 million worldwide, making it the 44th highest-grossing film worldwide of all time. Prince Caspian. Prince Caspian, based on the novel with the same title, is the second official film in the series. The story follows 4 British children who were transported to Narnia in the previous film returning to Narnia and finding out that over 1,300 years have passed and the land has been invaded by Telmarines. The 4 Pevensie children return to aid Prince Caspian in his struggle for the throne against his corrupt uncle, King Miraz. This is the last film to be distributed by Walt Disney Pictures. The film was released on May 16, 2008. It grossed $419 million worldwide and was considered a moderate success. The Voyage of the Dawn Treader. The Voyage of the Dawn Treader, based on the novel with the same title, is the 3rd official film in the series. This is the first film not co-produced by Disney, as they chose not to produce the film after a budget dispute with Walden Media. In January 2009, it was announced that 20th Century Fox will replace Disney for future installments. Directed by Michael Apted, the movie was filmed almost entirely in Australia. The story follows the 2 younger Pevensie children as they return to Narnia with their cousin, Eustace. They join the new king of Narnia, Caspian, in his quest to rescue 7 lost lords to save Narnia from a corrupting evil that resides on a dark island. This is the last adventure Lucy and Edmund can have in Narnia as they are too old, much like their older brother and sister who are no longer able to return. Eustace is allowed to come back. It was released on December 10, 2010 in Real D 3D and select theaters, along with its wide 2D release. It grossed over $415 million worldwide. Upcoming films: The Silver Chair. After Walden Media's contract in regards to the series' film rights expired in 2011, it was originally assumed that 2014 would be the earliest that production on another Narnia film could begin, according to the moratorium placed on the C.S. Lewis estate's right to sell the book's film option. However, in May 2012, Gresham confirmed that technically any studio still has the option of making a Narnia film during the moratorium, but without the involvement of Walden Media it cannot be released until 2018 at the earliest. On October 1, 2013, the C.S. Lewis Company announced that it has entered into an agreement with the Mark Gordon Company to produce the Chronicles of Narnia, The Silver Chair. Mark Johnson and Douglas Gresham along with Vincent Sieber, the Los Angeles-based director of the C.S. Lewis Company, will serve as producers and work with the Mark Gordon Company on developing the script. On December 5, 2013, it was confirmed that David McGee will write the screenplay. In July 2014, the official Narnia website allowed the opportunity for fans to write a name for the Lady of the Green Kirtle, the main antagonist. The winning name is to be selected by Mark Gordon and David McGee for use in the final script of the Chronicles of Narnia, The Silver Chair. Main cast: Children: William Moseley as Peter Pevensie, title: King Peter the Magnificent, the eldest Pevensie child and the High King of Narnia. Anna Popplewell as Susan Pevensie, title: Queen Susan the Gentle, the elder Pevensie girl and Queen of Narnia. Skander Kanes as Edmund Pevensie, title: King Edmund the Just, the younger Pevensie boy and King of Narnia. Georgie Henley as Lucy Pevensie, title: Queen Lucy the Valiant, the youngest Pevensie child and Queen of Narnia. Will Poulter as Eustace Scrubb, the Pevensie children's cousin. Other recurring characters: Liam Neeson as the voice of Aslan, the magnificent and powerful lion who helps govern Narnia, his own creation. He is the only character to appear in all of the books. Tilda Swinton as Jadis, the White Witch, the former Queen of Charn and a witch who ruled Narnia after the events of the Magician's Nephew and during the events of The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe. Ben Barnes as Caspian X, the Telmarine prince who becomes King of Narnia after overthrowing his evil uncle Myras. Eddie Izzard and later Simon Pegg as the voice of Erpasheep, the noble and courageous mouse who fights for Aslan and the freedom of Narnia. Izzard played the character in Prince Caspian, and Pegg took over the role in The Voyage of the Dawn Treader. Reception, box office performance, critical response, references. External links: The Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe at the Internet Movie Database, The Chronicles of Narnia, Prince Caspian at the Internet Movie Database, The Chronicles of Narnia, The Voyage of the Dawn Treader at the Internet Movie Database, The Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe filming locations at movelsi.com.